Hey, welcome back to the Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Ananzi on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I'm Tran Designs. Today is Wednesday, May 9th, 2018. I hope you've been well. It's been about 3 weeks since I recorded. Um, it was right before my retreat the last time I did, and oh my gosh, things have been so crazy. So my apologies, but I'm back here and I have some fun things to show you and some random things to talk about. So let's jump right in. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. Hopefully you like the podcast. I'll do my best to entertain. As you can see, I have a little bit of a new haircut going on. Just got it done today, and I was like, oh, I should record. Plus, I need to record anyway. But my hair's all done and my makeup's done. I should record. So, you're getting me all like beautified today. Next time, I'll be all scrunchy and like a hoodie and my glasses and my hair hanging down. And that's just how it goes here. So, anyways, I hope you've been well. Let's jump into happenings these weeks. The retreat was a ton of fun. It was a huge success, just like it has been the last 2 years. So year 3 is now in the history books and went off without a hitch, which is awesome. We had good food, good fun, good laughs, lots of inspiration from all the different ladies. It was a great weekend. We have it already scheduled for next year. It's going to be April 22nd to the 25th, 2019. I apologize if on my end it looks like my picture's getting a little bit grainy. The sun just went behind a cloud, so hopefully the quality is still okay. So anyway, yeah, so it will be the 22nd to the 25th of April next year. And I finally found that magic number that will be the cap, and that is how many we had this year, which will be 40. So it will be limited to the first 40 people who sign up, and then we'll have to deal with a wait list and things like that. But for now, that's really it as far as that goes. September 15th is when registration will open. I taught a couple classes while I was there, and they went really well. I taught a drop spindle class. I had 15 people come. Luckily, I had ordered 20 spindles because I ended up selling, I think 13. Yeah, I think I sold 13 drop spindles. So one gal already had one. I think actually 2 people already had them. So anyway, yeah, they were all successful. It was more people than I've ever taught to drop spin at once. So luckily they were very patient with me and were understanding and you know, just kind of helped each other as best they could when they could, and it was great. And then the other class I taught was how to wind a center pole ball. I taught the thumb method and then also on a Nostipin, and I had picked up some Nostipins as well and sold a few of those to some people. Trying to think. Oh, I took a class on filet crochet. I finally got it kind of towards the end of class, and I think it's something that I will try again in the future. I don't have anything going right now. She gave us this nice little handout with a couple of charts on it to follow, but I didn't have enough yarn with me to do something bigger than just kind of the little sample square that we were trying out. But it's a really cool thing where you can crochet pictures in, you know, into your square or your blanket or, you know, whatever it is you're working on. So yeah. And I'm trying to think. That's my experience as far as class goes. There were other classes. Oh, that was a total lie. I also learned not only how to core spin, but it had a core spin with an auto wrap of sewing thread. So your core spinning here, and then, which finally clicked. I've been trying for so long. Finally clicked. So your core spinning here, but up at the front, right next to your orifice, you have a wrap of sewing thread. I got a metallic one, so it's wrapping around. I didn't bring my bobbin up here. It's all right. I'll show you another time. So anyway, that was quite cool. So the market went awesome. I got a few things. I have those to show you. I was very, very reserved and really just got a couple of things. We had a smaller market this year, but it was good. It was 4 vendors, and it was just the right amount, and all of them made tons of money, and so it was good. So let me think. Yeah, I think that's mostly everything to say. Yeah, I think that's all of it. It was a fun weekend. But then, after that was done, I got to go to my sister's house for a couple of days, which is fantastic. Got to recover and just hang out with her and be a sister and not a mom or a retreat coordinator or anything besides just a sister. And so we went to Lowe's and got some wood cut for her for a shelf she's doing, and got some paint for it, and or got some paint for it and her room, and there was something else. Anyway, so yeah, we just got to hang out. I traded some yarn for a huge cardboard box full of beads and beading supplies. Sorry, my eyes itching. Beads and beading supplies. Probably, like, I feel like I got a way better deal out of the whole thing. It's a ton of beads, and I'd show you the box, but my computer's actually up on 2 boxes, and the bottom one is the box of beads. I didn't think that through very well. So, yeah, I'll show you another time, maybe, but it's really cool. I'm happy to have it. So, yeah. So I went to her house for a couple days, came home, and then I've been working. In the last 2 weekends, I've had 2-day volleyball tournaments. So Friday, the games started at 4 and went to 10, so we had 6 games Friday and 10 games Saturday. I had there were actually 9 games that first Saturday, but this last Friday and Saturday it was 6 and 4. So those were very long days, especially back to back like that. By the end of Saturday, I was mentally and physically just exhausted. So yeah, the money was good, which you gotta like. It was just a lot. Let me think. Roughing is done until August when school gets going again, and I'm not even gonna know what to do. When it's just a junior high game and I have like 7th grade A team, B team, and then I go home, I'm gonna be like, 2 games? What is this? I'm just getting warmed up. Not even gonna know what to do with it. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's all for repping. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I cover everything so I don't forget. And I feel like I'm saying a lot, but it's because I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's all as far as that goes. For work, I'm still doing my Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday thing. And Pro Team that I told you about before has been pushed back. The opening date of the new Panera was supposed to originally be July 27th, I'm wanting to say. Something like, or June 27th. Now it's going to be July 6th. So moved back a little bit, which is totally fine. It's actually better because it has no conflicts with my house at all, which is fantastic. And I found out that I'm for sure going to Montana in August, which is going to be so amazing. And I'm so super excited. So that'll be fantastic. Let me see. Work, roughing, retreat. My kids are doing good. Anansi had prom. Oh my gosh, the pictures are amazing, and I'm just gonna pull them up while I'm talking to you. She was gorgeous, and Roma also went to prom. They didn't go together, so I'll show you. We got a couple different sets of pictures. Let me turn the light up. Oh, let's see. So there's her on prom night. And then the next day, after, so there's, I don't know if everybody across the country does this. Something that like people here do is after you have a big dance the next day, if you go to church, you wear your fancy dress to church. So she and Roma wore their outfits to church. So then we went over to this place called Wilson Pond afterwards and took some pictures. Oh, here. There, that'll reflect less. So there's that one of her. And then, oh, okay. So do you see this pose that he's doing? He always does that when he poses. I mean, here's him being serious. But there's, oh, he's such a goofball. But then Anansi's like, we have to do your pose together. So there you go. I love that picture so much. And then the other kids decided that they needed to jump in on that. Come on, focus. There we go. Don't you love that Quinn's sticking her tongue out? So then, I'll just show you this one because it's a fun one. We did a group selfie there. Anyway, so that was a lot of fun to see. And then last night, or no, Monday night, Roma had a presentation at school that each grade has to do. So Nancy will have hers next week. They're called the May Awards, and they have to, each student has to do a presentation and just talk about one thing that happened to them over the year or that they did or whatever for 2 to 3 minutes. And then they have the awards at the end from, you know, whatever they've earned through the year. So anyway, he did his, and it was cool because he talked about living with us and there's his experience being an exchange student and things like that, which was, it was really cool to hear. So yeah, I think we're caught up to now where we're together and hanging out, and I'm loving it very much. I have some things to show you, so I'm going to jump into that now. So let's do that. On the needles, I have worked on my bog jacket. I'm actually almost to the point where I can do the next step. It's kind of it's hard to explain, but anyway, so here's what I have, and I just need to do this one more green stripe, and then I'm ready to move on. This is Cascade 220 in 5 different fall colors. I really think I'm going to put a zipper in it. I'm really like 99% sure that I'm going to put a zipper in it. I think it'd look cool, and it'd be nice to have. The next thing, the only other thing really actively on the needles right now is a sock that I have, oh, like 3 stitches left to bind off the top. I was binding it off during Roma's presentation thing because it was like 2 hours long. I finished the cuff and I didn't realize I only had 3 stitches left. So I'm essentially done with the first sock. Let's just say I'm done. So here it is. This is Opal. Nope, it's not. Regia. Arnie and Carlos. Color. Oh, it's just numbers. So anyway, it's What's this? Self-patterning. I essentially got through 2 repeats. So see how this started with the green speckles? I know there's a green speckle here, but that's part of the repeat. So this to here is, or this to here. See, this starts the second one. So to here and then here, and it started this one. So my other sock will not match, and I'm totally okay with that. It'll be close. It'll be off by just kind of one thing, but anyway, I did Fish Lips Kiss Heel, size 1s, toe up, obviously dropped down to size 0s, and did 16 rounds of ribbing, and that's just plain vanilla sock that I've been able to just grab and take with me. It's in my cool bird bag that I got last year. So that's all I actively have on the needles. I've been spinning a lot, and you'll see why. Do you remember at Christmas time when I got the kit from Fiber Nymph Dye Works that was the 24 mini bumps of fiber that I could open each day? Well, I spun them. I put them in kind of a progressive order and spun them, and then Navajo plied them, and this is what I got. There's a ton of colors in there that you can't see. It's kind of like those skeins of Noro where you just can't see all the colors. Like here's this yellow peeking out. You can see it differently down here. I got roughly 350 yards of, I would say mostly worsted weight. It's 6 ounces. I would say mostly worsted weight. Some of it goes as small as a sport. It just varies. It's very hand spun looking. I have no idea what to make. And I'm saying that in a good way. I have no idea what to make with it. I want to cast it on, and I can't figure out what to make. I just don't know. So stay tuned. I'm going to show this to go along with that so you can see what I spun it on. I spun it on my new toy. It's my little mini e-spinner. How cute is it? These are the bobbins. They're this big, like the height of my neck. And I'm super short. I'm only 5'2". So I ordered extra. I got 7 bobbins. This took up 4 bobbins. You're supposed to only get 1 ounce per bobbin, but I was able to do all of it, all 6 ounces on 4. So you can actually get a little more than an ounce. So anyway, I actually have a brick that I put it on. I have a brick that's essentially the same size that I put it on with the rubber band, and then turn it on and spin away. And I'll show you how I'm housing it right now. Let me get it put back in here. So the spinner, the brick, and all 7 bobbins stand by. There we go. Fit in the double wide box bag that Priscilla gave me for my birthday. It's way heavy on this side because that's where the brick is. But let me open it and you can see how they're all situated. I'm so excited that it all fits in here. Isn't that cool? So anyway, I love it very much, Lee. So yes, that was done on there. I have some other spinning that I finished. This was actually on my Sidekick. This is some black and white alpaca that I then plied together. This is only 1 skein of it. I filled up my 4 ounce bobbin. Oh, so soft and squishy. I filled up my, it's a little prickly on my neck, but not too bad. But oh, so squishy. And then I filled it up and pulled off another one that, let me think, this was 264 yards, and the other one is about half of this. So another 132 on top of that. So let's just say about 400 yards-ish of with the way the alpaca kind of condenses down, probably a DK. There are some spots that are, you know, kind of fluffy because of a, you know, a poof in the fabric or in the fiber or whatever, but overall I'd say it probably averages out to about a DK. So anyway, I have that, and I'm just going to show you the stuff that I bought at the retreat now because I have nothing else to show you that I'm actively, oh, that's a lie. I'm working on this. You can't tell because this is all I have to show you. I bought this at the first ZK when I went. That's how long I've had this. And it's from the first draft. Her stuff is beautiful. And the colorway is Aegean. And it's 4 ounces of superwash BFL. And I have this much left. I have a few strands that I've pulled out to spin down by my wheel. But the other night, I wanted to do something, and I didn't really want to work on the sock and the sweater. I couldn't find the book for a couple of days, and so I needed to stop and wait, and so I was like, I'll spin. So I grabbed this and started spinning, and it's spinning up pretty fine. So I'm not sure if I will, I'll probably end up doing a knob hook line on it. But it's beautiful. You can see the different depths of blue. It's just beautiful, and I love spinning VFL. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sorry, there are some kids walking by. I caught my eye. Okay. Oh, well, this will. I'm just gonna go with that. I have this in my hand. This is my newest design, and I collaborated with Kristen from Blue Savannah. She events at my retreat. This is the Otter base that she has. It's a worsted weight 60/40 merino silk, 250 yards. And I wanted just something soft and squishy up around your neck because the cost of one skein of that is fairly high, and so people aren't going to be buying sweater quantities necessarily. And so I was like, you know, if I could design something that is, you know, specifically made for one skein, then that would be perfect. So I went really fancy with the name. It's a keyhole scarf, and I just called it keyhole scarf because I don't have another name. I couldn't think of anything, and time was crunch, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to call it what it is. So without further ado, the keyhole scarf. I love this texture pattern. And this is actually, you can't, I don't know if you can tell really, it's a tonal. The turquoise all kind of blended. I'm going to turn down the light on my computer screen because it's casting more of a blue hue on it than it already has. There are darker and lighter spots. And you can see it more in person, but just the way it reflects the light is amazing. So here it is. I decided to leave this side more narrow than this side. And I feel like I've shown this to you before, but it's actually published now. So that's why I said it's my new design. See how it's actually off-centered. And when it originally happened, I was like, oh, I thought I had enough yarn and would just make it both. And then I was like, well, when I write up the pattern, I'll just write it to be centered. I like that it's off-centered because then you have a smaller amount here. See that? And so it just sits so nicely. And because of the amount of yardage, it's actually long enough. And I took some pictures the other day with Anansi. She was my model the other day when it was 80 degrees outside and we're looking like it's winter. It's actually enough here that you can double it around, and it almost has kind of that, almost kind of an ascot, you know, kind of a look or whatever, and it'll cover that spot on your chest that gets cold. So anyway, and it's snug, but you can see like it's not tight. It just sits there. If you don't like stuff around your neck, you wouldn't probably like it this up like this. And you know, in that case, you could always just loosen it up and go like this and either tuck it into your shirt or into your coat, or you know, kind of tuck it into itself. Man, words, they elude me. See, and you could almost make it look like a cowl. So anyway, I really like it a lot. It was a good seller at the retreat. It's $5 on Ravelry. I actually need to finish like clicking publish on Ravelry just because I need to put like a description in. But by the time you see this, I'm sure it will be up. And if it's not, then message me and be like, hey, hello, I want your pattern. Anyway, it's going to be a $5 pattern. And it's awesome. And you should get the yarn to go with it because this stuff is so amazing. It's just soft and squishy and luxurious. Told you, words. All right, so I will show you what I got at the retreat. I got this fun orange bat. Orange always blows out. Let's take the blue hue away. I got this great orange bat. It's, let me see, does it say? Nope, it just says wool bat. I know that there was some of her merino mixed in. It's actually lighter than what it's showing on my screen. That's all right. It's just fun. It'll be fun to spin. And it has kind of some yellowy in there. And, anyway, just for fun. I grabbed these two long wool bats to practice my core spinning with. See how great and fluffy they are? So, and I'm not a huge fan of long wool once it's, this is fine. Once it's spun, it's a little prickly, but it'll be fun to practice core spinning with. And it's beautiful. All of those are from a lady named Terry. She has feathergrass fibers. She's not online. They're from her own animals, and then she has it processed and things like that. So that's that. And then this is from a new vendor I had this year. Inner Yarn Zen is what she's called, and so it's a fun rolag that I was enjoying looking at. So I thought I'd grab that from her. And then lastly, I grabbed this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful skein of orange. It is looking way more red on the screen. Sorry, I turned up my... I mean, it's definitely a red orange, but it is orange. There you go. So, it's 100% superwash merino, 300 yards, 6 ounces. So... yeah, from Blue Savannah. She's on Etsy. That is all I got in there. And then I was going to show you our goodie bags so you can see what we had. So here, minus the colorful part, here's the bag that I handed out. And I bought some fabric markers so that way people could write their name on their bags and they would know whose was whose. And one gal, Emily, she drew a beautiful picture on hers and was so kind to draw one for me. So there's my fancy artwork. And so we got these great tote bags. I also provided tumblers. I'll turn down the light again on here. With a straw. And a pen. It says Fiber Fanatics Unite 2018, and it actually has a highlighter on the other end, which I really love. I have one. I had a couple extras, so I have like one in my purse that I take to work. And anyway, oh, whoops. We got these new handy gauge rulers that Ann Budd came out with. I don't know if you've seen them. It has the ruler here, but then along here it shows, like the top one, this is what 4 stitches to the inch looks like. And you can lay it, come on, you can lay it on your knitting and it will say what it is. Or say what it is, show what it is, how it lines up. Sorry, I'm actually getting tired. We had one of the companies that I ordered from, Handsome Fibers, they donated these Knitter's Pride stitch marker sets, different colors and everything. I just threw them in all the different bags. We got these fun needle gauges, but if you see his nose, it's actually a yarn cutter. And I love that you just lay your needle inside of it, and then it's also, you can see it's a gauge ruler. Come on. Yeah, you know what a gauge ruler checker looks like. We got these adorable little hippo heads that are progress keepers. And the lady who makes them, I found them on Etsy and said, hey, is there any way you can make me 40? And so she made 40 for us, which was very awesome. Let me see, she's stitchcraftyeffects.etsy.com. I also got these scissors for everybody, and they were from Fire Mountain Gems because I was ordering some other stuff. I'll show you what I was ordering from them. So I ordered these awesome little containers for stitch markers, and then in here I included a set of 2 row counters. There's the larger blue one and then the smaller red one, but I beaded all of them. So as you can see, it's a progress keeper, or you can just clip it onto like the right side of your work. And it has these fun, pretty beads on the top and bottom. Come on. I'm not used to having something that focuses. There we go. Huh. It's not, but anyway, you get the idea. Sorry, I was just trying to see if it would focus. You're probably like, okay, stop, I saw the beads. Sorry, I really was just trying to see if it would focus. And then there was a set of 20 just closed jump rings. And I ordered these really cute little shrinky-dink sheep stitch markers that people could use as a beginning of the round, and they're super light. It does open, it is clasp, you know, like the earring clasps, so they can open and close them if they want to do it as a stitch marker, but because it's nice and big, it's good for the beginning and end. And you can see it's just on a safety pin. And I love the texture. Oh yeah, now it focuses. I love the texture of the jump beads. I thought that was super fun. And there was 20 of those. And Cayenne helped me load every single one of these little boxes. She was awesome. And I made sure to credit her at the retreat. I was like, hey, just so you guys know. Because she was just so excited. She helped me last year too. And as soon as the bags came in, oh, can I help you pack them? I'm like, no, it's 3 weeks out. I'm not going to fill up my bedroom with already done goodie bags. We're going to wait until the week of the retreat. I had finished another skein of yarn. Shoot. I spun another skein, and I don't have it up here. It was those little orange batlings that I got at the last ZK I went to. Shoot, I did those on my little mini spinner as well. Those were actually the first. That was the first thing I spun on there, and it was during the retreat, and it turned out really nice. Yeah, I was happy with that. I'm very very tempted to get an electric eel wheel 5, which is the full size e-spinner that he has. It's so affordable. So affordable. And I may already have the money, like enough money for it. Not the money for it, but I just have kind of some money that I've been saving, just kind of my own personal spending money, like from the last couple birthdays, and my dad gives us money at Christmas, and you know, things like that. So I just keep putting it away. So there may be a new toy coming in my future that you can see. We'll see. Stay tuned for that. I don't know yet. I've really been enjoying spinning on my Sidekick, so we'll see. I do like the portability of this mini, and I can see why people have electric wheels, like full-size electric wheels. What? What? Do you hear my dog whining at me? Are you being neglected? I know. She's my big baby. Well, come here. Come here. Come here. Let me see. Can they see you? There you go. Oh, my camera's going to fall. This is Belle. Say hi, Belle. I know. Say hi. Look over here. Look over here. Belle. See? Aw. Okay, stop looking at me. Anyway, alright, now that I have to rearrange my camera. She's a big baby. She's 12. How Bellers. Alright, I'm just going to call this done. It's all over the place. Hopefully you were able to follow it and you weren't bored out of your mind. And oh my gosh, I probably shouldn't even post it, but I'm going to because it's been a long time since I recorded and I want to get this out. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic week or a couple weeks. I don't know when I'll record again. Things are going to be kind of crazy. We're going into the end of the school year and Roma leaves on the 22nd of next month, so I'll do my best to try to record again. Probably not this Friday because that's in 2 days, but maybe next Friday if I can pull it off. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to, but anyways, until then, whenever then is, I hope you have a great knitting, spinning, crocheting, weaving time. And until then, until next time, keep knitting. Bye.